Sponsored by the law offices of Joe Pippen. Learn more at attypip.com.
Ask an attorney about Florida law. Ask an attorney, just give him a call.
This is Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law with Attorney Joe Pippen. If you have a legal question, call Joe right now. In Tampa, call 813-287-5700. Anywhere else, toll free at 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. The law office is open. And now your host, Joe Pippen.
Hey, welcome to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen, Ask an Attorney. If you have a legal question, the phone lines are open. If you have a legal question, the phone lines are open at 877-943-9673. Again, welcome to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. It's a live show where you can call in and ask legal questions. You have a toll-free number. Your question can be just about anything. It can be about wills, trust, probate, guardianship, power of attorneys, healthcare surrogates, any area of the law, traffic, personal injury. I'm here to help, and you're listening to a live show. And if I can help you, just please give us a call. I always like that first call coming in, 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open. You are listening to a live show at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. We're on multiple stations, 570, 910, 860, 930, or the Salem family of stations. There are some FM components to those stations. You're also in the community station, 96.3 FM on your radio dial in Sun City Center. Also 90.3 FM coming out of Haines City, Florida, and 600 AM coming out of Jacksonville. And again, a lot of those stations have FM components. The show is repeated, played again, Sunday at 5 o'clock on 570, 910, and 96.3 FM in Sun City Center. Rerun the show at 5 o'clock on Sunday. So if you hear something you think would be helpful to someone else during the show, or maybe you're calling for someone else so they would know legal information, you can tell them the show is repeated. Also, most of the stations carrying the show have podcasts where you can go to their website. And also, we're broadcasting live on WeBeamTV.com and also streaming live on Facebook. Multiple ways to listen or even watch Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. And if you have a legal question, you have a toll-free number, 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open. Let's go to our first caller, Joanne in Pinellas Park.
Hello.
Good morning. What can we do for you?
Good morning. I have a quick question. I inherited the entire estate, whatever that would be, and I only have a house from someone that died, an older woman. But I looked through her papers, and she had Roth IRA, 401k, and I went to the bank, and I couldn't find anything anywhere. So how would I find out what she had, if she had any other, money or trust or whatever?
Well, how old was the lady, do you know?
95.
And did she file tax returns?
Yes.
Yes?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right, there should be some clue as to, on her tax return, as to where the income came from the retirement accounts.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be listed on the, assuming she paid taxes and she filed a tax return, so I'm assuming the answer is yes. Look at her tax return. The information that you seek should be where the income came from, should be stated on the tax return, the name of the company.
Okay, what if she didn't file the tax returns? Actually, I don't know if she did, because she was on Social Security, so I'm not sure if she did. I didn't really find anything as far as tax returns. I went to her credit bureau, and there was nothing there. She had a pension, German pension, but they don't pay anything, right? I mean, unless she
Well,
had an account
some
in
foreign,
Germany.
maybe her spouse had a pension. I was just dealing this week with someone who was receiving a pension from a foreign country because their husband died, and the question became
Is there
whether.
someone I can call that does research or anything like that?
Well, yeah, you can hire a private detective, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
But do you have bank statements? Did you have a checking account?
Yes, but I don't trust the banks because she had a safe deposit box. And when I asked the girls, does she have a safe deposit box? Because it didn't show up on her statements until every 6 months or so. So they all said no.
Well, a safe deposit box is only going to show up when you make the annual payment, most likely. But she had okay, hold on. She had a checking account, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And do you have the monthly statements?
Yes.
Okay, are there any deposits directly into that account?
Yes. There were like $40,000 deposited. And I think it's at Fidelity. I called Fidelity, and she had LifeLock. I don't know if they had anything to do with it, but I couldn't get anywhere with them. I had power of attorney, and when she was alive, and they wouldn't tell me anything. They said, we can't find anything. She has nothing. I said, well, where did the money go? And they said they can't tell me.
All right, so here's why here's why they can't tell you. Because of privacy reasons, of course. So the only way you're going to really be able to investigate, even if you hired someone to investigate for you, you really don't have the power to investigate until you are appointed the personal representative of her estate. So basically what you're going to have to do is to hire an attorney to start a probate proceeding where the judge will issue you letters of administration to where you have the power to investigate or hire someone to investigate for you. So so
I have to do probate.
Well, to investigate, yes.
Mm-hmm. Is there any way the bank could have taken anything? Like the safe deposit box was empty. It had 2 little boxes. Why would she be paying for it? Is there
anything can happen, of course. I think it'd probably be unlikely that the bank would take something. Very unlikely.
I don't.
They have an entry. Once you get appointed the personal representative, you could request to see the log of the safe deposit box and when the last time she went in. Maybe she went in 7 months ago and took everything out and never went back. I mean, that's possible too.
All right. I can't talk. I'm in a hurry right now, but thank you so much for giving me a lot of information.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Okay, bye-bye.
You're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. The law office is open. You can call our toll-free number, 877-943-9673. 877-943-9673. Part of that was a very interesting question about retirement accounts from foreign countries. So basically, I did a little research on that for one of my clients who was getting a pension from a foreign country. And the question was whether that was taxable and whether taxes had to be paid by the person receiving it. That's a very interesting question because it's really based on the tax treaty between the United States and that country. There are tax treaties between the United States and just about all countries. And generally, talk to a CPA about this, generally taxes do have to be paid, but there are some exceptions, and you really have to dig deep to find those exceptions by reading the tax treaty. So generally, a person's going to have to get the accurate answer, a person's going to have to probably hire a CPA to read the tax treaty between the United States and the foreign country to determine what, if any, or how much taxes would have to be paid on the pension coming from the foreign country. All right, let's go to Barbara calling from Sarasota.
Yeah, hi. I have a question about Florida residency.
Mm-hmm.
We've been Florida residents for some time, but we still go up to Illinois in the summertime. And I need to know the number of days that we need to be in the state of Florida.
Well, thank you for the question. That's a great question and a very common question, too, I might add. There is no exact number of days in Florida. Now, some states do have rules about that. Particularly some of the ones I'm most familiar with are the northern states, like maybe New Jersey, New York. And if those states can prove that you were residing in their state for a number of days, they consider you a resident. But the state of Florida, residency is based on intent. So if you intend, no matter how many days you spend in Florida, I mean, you could travel around the world most of the year, you intend Florida to be your residence, you have a homestead, let's say, you own a home, you have a voter's card, you have a driver's license, you get your mail, you sign your tax return is using your Florida address. I mean, there are a number of things you can do to establish residency in Florida. But it's based on intent. It's not based on a number of days. And Florida has no state income tax, no state estate tax, no state gift tax. So basically, it's a great state with a lot of, besides the weather, a lot of other big advantages for people moving to Florida. But the answer to your question is there are no required number of days.
Okay, so in other words, I really need to know what Illinois requires so they could prove that we were either in the state too long or we were in Florida.
Well, let me ask you this. Are you going to do you own a home in Illinois?
We own a home in Illinois, but we own a home in Florida. We vote here. We have our license here. We pay our taxes here. Our mail comes from here to here.
Does Illinois have a state income tax?
Yes, they do.
And do you file a state income tax return in Illinois?
No, we file it here.
Okay. And when was the last time you filed a state income tax return in Illinois?
Oh, I would say probably about 2010.
Okay. And do you remember on your last return maybe putting a note that you're now a Florida resident and you no longer will be filing state income tax returns in Illinois?
Right. It was done with our accountant.
Well, most likely you're fine.
Okay.
So that's been a long time, and they haven't sent you a letter or anything, so I would think you're probably fine. So.
Well, I question it because so many people are leaving Illinois and other states coming to Florida, and I thought maybe the states were going to start being more selective and checking their records.
Well, there are some states, particularly California comes to mind, where they want to tax you for like 10 years after you leave. Mm-hmm. But, you've already left, and you did the proper thing by telling them you became a Florida resident and weren't going to be following anymore. So I think you would probably be fine.
Right. Okay, great. And by the way, your show is great. Enjoy it every week.
Well, thank you so much. I enjoy doing it. I look forward to getting up Saturday morning, coming to the studio and doing the show. I really do. So thank you so much.
I enjoy listening to it from my bedroom. So anyway, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. You're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. It's a live show on Saturday morning. Every Saturday morning, we've done this for 37 years. I think it's the longest running continual program in Florida. I look forward to it. I still look forward to doing it every day. And, I could be fishing or playing golf or sleeping in. I'd rather be right here answering legal questions. Done for a long time. Hope to continue to keep on doing it. 877 is the toll-free number. 877. Phone lines are open right now. 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. And phone lines are open. Be more than glad to help you in any way I possibly can. That first question is, it still comes back to me. I'm still thinking about that a little bit. How do you find assets in the name of a deceased person? Someone dies. How do you really know what they have? Well, you have to, one thing you do is if you're the personal representative, you get appointed as personal representative. You get their mail directed to you. Of course, you're going to search their home for important papers. Maybe they keep copies of monthly statements. One of the things we do for estate planning clients is to give them a little organizer so they can organize a list of assets. They give them a separate writing sheet where they can organize personal things they want to give to someone. Someone's going to get that thing they've always wanted from their parents, kind of a keepsake. You can itemize those type of things. You can organize passwords. Passwords can be just a nightmare trying to figure out someone's passwords when they pass on so you can access or close down certain accounts. Let's go to Victoria in Tampa.
Yes, I have a question about our home we paid off a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard of this website called Fiddler website. You can check to see if there's any activity.
Yeah, that came up last week on the show where there are 6 counties in the state of Florida who they are paying for that. The county itself is paying for that, and people can call the county clerk of the court and ask for the fraud department and sign up for the county to tell you if there's any activity on your homestead or property, your real estate property. So that's a great website. That came up last week, so thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, I'm going to check on that. And also, when we were paying on our home, we had our children as beneficiary, and I don't know what to do now. I don't have any title in my hand. Should I have my title?
Do you have a title or a deed?
It was a deed, actually.
Okay. Well, when you bought the home originally, you received the deed. It's probably with your title insurance company papers, but you receive a deed. And even though you had a mortgage, your property is just subject to the mortgage, which the mortgage is just a lien. So when you paid off the mortgage, all you really get is a satisfaction of the mortgage or satisfaction of the lien. The original title you received when you originally purchased the home.
Oh, okay. I had a promissory note that we signed and everything. It goes to the courthouse, I believe. Is that how that works?
Well, that's a mortgage. You had a promissory note. It's not really a lien. A mortgage is a lien, but a promissory note, did you get a satisfaction of the promissory note from the person you get? Okay. Well, I think that's not usually, a promissory note by itself is not usually a public record, so just keep with your satisfaction of a promissory note with your papers. And if someone did a search, they're not going to find a promissory note, most likely. If there was a mortgage, that would be a lien on the property, so they would find that. And if there was a mortgage, there should be a satisfaction of mortgage also filed.
Well, we bought the home in 1990, and we have every paperwork on this house. So, if someone were to take it, I have plenty of proof that it's our home.
Yeah, but if that Fiddler program you're calling from Tampa, I don't know if I know Pinellas is one of the 6 counties that have it. I'm not sure. I forget whether Hillsborough is, but you can call the county clerk and ask them if they have a fraud alert program set up to where they notify you if there's any activity on your homestead. Yeah. Okay.
So I don't need anything else. In other words,
well, if you want to avoid probate, you might consider a living trust.
Okay.
To put the property.
I got to put the children on it. I have 2 daughters.
Yeah, well, the 2 daughters would be the beneficiaries of the trust when you die, and if you put the home in the trust, then they would receive the home, and then if you put other checking, savings, money market, and investment accounts in the trust, and you make them as the beneficiaries of the trust, anything you put in the trust would avoid probate for them to receive.
Okay, so that's what we'll do then.
All right.
Sounds
thank you.
Good.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
If you would like more information on a trust, we did a Zoom seminar on all the benefits of a living trust, and I'd be glad to send you the link to the Zoom seminar. If you want to send me an email, just send it to Joe, Joe, at attypip.com. And if you don't have an attorney, I would be glad to be your attorney and help you create that. Our office number, if you'd like to call for either a phone appointment or in-person appointment, either way is fine with me. For the first appointment, you can call our toll-free number. We have offices all over Florida, actually, and call our toll-free number, 1-800-226-3529. Let's go to Colleen calling from Tampa.
Good morning. I'm calling because I have a contentious situation going on. My dad died in 2018, and there's 3 homes that were taken care of. I'm co-beneficiary with my brother. There is a irrevocable trust. Here's the problem. One of the homes is rented out. It's the primary home, and I've been doing all of the work as far as payments, getting the information in regards to what my dad had. My dad never left anything. He never thought he was going to pass away. But when I rented out the primary home, my brother had the tenants give him a check, cashier check every month, and he's keeping the money now for a year and a half. And I don't know what kind of recourse, because I have to file taxes, and I file taxes for the trust, and I have to file taxes for myself, and I am the house rolled over to both my name and my brother's name. Can you give me any information on what action I can take in order for him to stop this? To put the money into a trust that we have set up after my dad's death account?
Well, I think the answer is if you've done everything you can do yourself without a good result, then you need to have an advocate or an attorney represent you to write your brother a letter and straighten him out as to how this should be working, because it doesn't sound like him keeping on the money from the rent on one of the houses is the proper thing. And basically, if you want to look at it in a harsh way, he's stealing money from you. So
he is. He actually took out money from it's called a Scribers account from USAA, and he contacted USAA to, and he signed an oath saying that he was entitled to this money, and that was it. He took the money, and I'm the beneficiary of that. It should have been made out to the trust of, and it wasn't.
Well, listen, he's your brother. So basically, if I'm going to go that path, I would think he should be written a letter from an attorney stating that, we understand that this is what you're doing, and in our opinion, this is basically a criminal act and a wrongful act, and you should it should be done this way, and describe how it should be done for it to be proper. And we're going to give you, and it'd be originally it'd hopefully be a nice letter. We would like to correct this matter within 10 days, and hoping you will cooperate to do the proper thing. If you do not respond to this letter or want to cooperate in doing the proper thing, then we're forced to take other action. I mean, you would write a general letter like that, hoping he will come around, and maybe the letter will be a little slap therapy and wake him up to do the proper thing. If he doesn't do the proper thing, then if you should probably proceed, slap him a little bit harder with a lawsuit or some other way to get his attention and make him do the proper thing eventually. Either force him to, or get him to understand that you're going to take action. You're no longer just going to accept his theft or wrongful behavior, and you're going to give him a chance to correct it. But if he doesn't want to do that, then you're forced to play hardball with him.
I think that's unfortunately the path I know I have to take, because I did all that. I actually at one point was begging him to put the money into the account because I had bills from the trust I had to pay, and it's actually coming out of my pocket now. Yeah.
Well, basically, he's getting away with it, taking advantage of you until you do something, basically. That's really the bottom line.
Exactly. Unfortunately. Okay, well, thank you so much, and I appreciate your great advice.
All right, thank you. Hey, you're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. Some people, you can slap them. They never do anything. They're just waiting for the big rock to fall on top of their head. Sometimes you have to push it over the cliff. Hey, let's go to Jacob in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I've got a neighbor that's thinking about getting divorced. He's been married for better than 10 years. He owned his house before he got married.
Are you on speakerphone? You're a little bit garbled.
He owned his house before he got married.
Uh-huh.
They never moved into that house. They moved into her house. Now he's thinking about a divorce. Did she get any of that house that he owned before when he gets a divorce or not?
How long have they been married?
Better than 10 years.
See, there are different rules that kind of apply. I mean, this is not set in stone, but if you're married less than 7 years, there's one set of rules, basically. If you're married from 7 to 17 years, there's another set. If you're married over 17 years, there's generally a 50-50 split. And there's no pre- or post-marital agreement concerning the home, right?
I don't believe he has post-marital agreement or not.
Yeah. So here's my answer to that question, because my answer is you can't really cherry pick an asset and tell you the outcome of what's going to happen to it in a divorce case, because there are a whole bunch of factors that get fed in to figure out who's entitled to what. So basically, the best thing to do would be for your friend to hire an attorney, or at least talk to an attorney. Many attorneys don't charge anything for like the first consult, and get a feel and be able to share with the attorney, the asset financial situation of both parties, and you get a much better feel if you have all this input coming in on a piece of paper, and you kind of analyze that to see what you think the outcome would be. So basically,
thank you.
if she's in Jacksonville, there I have I have an office there in Jacksonville, and I have a good contact that I could refer to her outside of my firm in Jacksonville that does divorce cases. In fact, this particular firm represents women only. It's very, very well known.
It's him who wants to get the divorce, not her. They've been separated now for about 2 years.
Yeah, but there's no fault divorce state. So if either one of them file for divorce, they can't. The other one generally can't stop it. So they need to know what their rights are, though. See, so that's what the free consult would do for. All right.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you. You're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law, and I'm Attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. The law office is open. You have a toll-free number, 877-943-9673. Let's go to Carlos in Tampa.
Hi, Joe. Hi, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I have a friend here in Tampa for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They've been married for a while. I'm a little older than her, but they have a house. In these weeks ago, he got a mild stroke.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to know what they need to do, so I'm able to help them in case anything happened to him. What she could do. I know they don't have anything done. They don't speak much English. If there's attorney could go to their house or someone that speaks Spanish that could help them.
Well, do you speak Spanish?
Yeah, I speak Spanish.
So basically, someone like yourself could bring them to an attorney's office, and you could interpret what the attorney is telling them, and you can interpret what they say, and you can get a document done. As you don't think they would leave you anything, do you? Because that could be
no. It's not nothing about leaving.
Okay, so you'd be a good third party that can speak their language and understand what they want to do, and attorney can ask questions. You can rephrase it into your language to them. They can tell, and the documents can be prepared under that type of method. So it sounds like you'd be the one to help them.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to do. I want to help her because he's a little older than her. So he have a stroke, but he's doing good now.
Mm-hmm. They have children?
I've been here. No, he has 2 daughters, but they're 40,
mm-hmm.
40, 50s, but I never seen them. They never come and see him for 30 years.
Do you know if they own most of their assets jointly?
I don't know. You see, that's the thing. I don't know anything. I know they have the bank account together. That's it. That's the most I know. But I don't know.
You mentioned going to their home. So basically, if you go talk to them and they want to do some documents, you could arrange. I had an email yesterday morning, Friday morning. I was not working yesterday, which is rare that I don't work on Fridays. But I got this email. A client wanted to set up an appointment. So I emailed them back and I said, "Are you available to talk today?" And the answer came back, yes. So basically, I, over the phone, interviewed them, got all the information I needed. We're sending them drafts. So something similar could work with you. You could tell them if you want to talk to an attorney and do you want to get your estate planning documents done? And they said yes. And then you said, well, attorney said I could make a phone appointment, get on his calendar, and then I could be on the phone asking you questions to ask them. I'd take some notes, come up with a recommendation, send them drafts, and then eventually we would meet either in their home or come to the office to sign the documents. So that's how that would work.
That sounds good. I mean, that will work. I mean, I would love to do that for them because it's nothing. I'm just helping them. That's all I'm doing. I know he doesn't have anything in order. He doesn't have nothing. And if something do happen to him, I don't want no one. I mean,
yeah. Well, all the questions I would ask, like the question, do they own things jointly? So if the answer is yes, then she'll have peace of mind that she knows that she would receive everything upon his death. He dropped dead, it's all hers. If he says, well, no, I own, most of the assets are in my name, the husband's name, and then if he died, there'd be some probate even before the wife could receive it. So by me asking questions, and everybody's going to know exactly where everybody stands, because I'm going to figure it out with my questions, and I need to ask these questions anyway to get documents done properly. That's how it works.
That sounds good. I would like to set up something like that. Like I go to their house and then I call. How could I do that?
All right. So Carlos, when you hang up, I'm going to give out my contact information where you can call the office or email me and get something set up for the conversation.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Thank
Thanks.
you very much.
All right. All right. So if you'd like to contact my office, Pinellas and Hillsborough, I'll give you the local number, which is 727-586-3306, and you would go to extension 200 to make the appointment. If you'd like to send me an email, I read those over the weekend, by the way. If you'd like to send me an email that you'd like to set up an appointment, you could just send it to Joe, Joe, at ATTYPIP, those are P's like Paul, first three letters of my last name. So the abbreviation for attorney, Joe at ATTY, P as in Paul, IP as in Paul.com. Be more than glad to help you. Let's go to Betty calling from Sarasota. Hey, Betty.
Hello.
Yes, Betty. What can I do for you?
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
My question is, for how long we should keep the income tax papers and how many years we should keep, please?
Well, the general answer is 3 years. So when I file my 2021 tax, I'm going to keep that tax return, the 20 tax, the 19 tax. I'm going to get rid of 18 and everything before that. I'm going to keep 3 years of tax records and tax returns. And once I file one, I keep that one plus the prior 2 years, and I get rid of everything else.
So I will be safe keeping just the last 3 years, and that's it.
Well, they only go back more than 3 years if there's fraud involved. So unless you're actively committing fraud, if it were me, I would just keep the 3 years.
If I was living in another state 25 years before I came to Florida, should I read out of them as well?
No, I think the general rules just keep 3 years worth of records going back. I don't think the fact you live in another state has was not going to change my answer.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have about 16 minutes left in the show. If you have a legal question, we have open lines right now at 877-943. Phone lines are open, 877-943-9673. And let's go to DJ in Tampa.
How you doing?
Good, and you?
How you doing today?
I'm doing great.
I got a question for you. You know the stimulus, the money we got, the COVID-19 stimulus money?
Yes.
Somehow it was sent to my wife, and I was talking to the people in the government, and the lady told me that was illegal, that's fraud for her to keep that money. And I was just wondering if there's anything I could do about it.
Well, I take it this is your wife, not your ex-wife, and you're currently married?
Ex-wife.
Ex-wife.
For a long time.
Well, I would, I would send her a certified letter to give the money back, or are you going to hire an attorney to see? Do you owe her any back pay or anything, or back money?
Yeah, I do for child support, but they told me that didn't matter. You shouldn't have got it anyway.
Well, it's your money, so you get into this dogfight trying to get the money back when you owe her money. So you sue her, she countersues you, and there you're fighting over money. So what would you? How much money do you owe her?
Probably about 60,000 or something. It's all lies though, because that she was paid. Then she went to Puerto Rico and she declared over there that it hadn't paid. That was a thing, which was a lie. You know, it's just a big ordeal.
Did you say 50,000?
Yeah, something like that.
All right.
They've been taking my return, tax return for years now.
And does she currently live in the States?
Yes.
Well, I just see I see you spending money and spinning wheels on seeking something. I'm not sure what the result's going to be.
Okay, let's skip that then. All
right.
I want to ask you one more question before I go. If somebody you talk to has a really great idea that's worth a lot of money, could you help them patent it and maybe go in with them on, a serious, awesome deal with a lot of money?
Yeah, I have an attorney, intellectual property attorney that protects things with copyrights and patents, that I would refer that person to that attorney, which is outside my firm. But yeah, I have a referral for that.
Yeah, okay, that's great. Who can I? Can I
just
get the number?
Just contact me during the week, and I'll be glad to forward that information to you.
Okay, and on this number, or is there another number?
You can send me an email. Is that kind of the easiest way? At Joe, Joe, at ATTY PIP.com. Hey, let me ask you one other question about your ex-wife, though. Are you making monthly?
Mm-hmm.
Are you making monthly payments to her?
No, because my kids are 28 years old and 26 years old, and like I said, she's been paid already.
Okay, but she still thinks you owe her $50,000?
Yes.
Okay.
Because Puerto Rico told her I did.
And were any payments ever made directly to the state?
We had a deal where I take care of the kids and stuff. I paid thousands of dollars for them to go to schools and stuff while they're over there and send them money all the time.
And is she in the States now, or is she over there?
She's right here.
Right here, okay.
Tampa.
All right. Well, I don't know. I guess I could tell you there's small claims court for matters of that size, but I don't know how you're going to fare once you get there and whether it'd be worth your while. So that's the thing.
Well, I sure appreciate your time, sir.
All right, DJ. All right, thanks. All right, phone lines are open at 877-943-9673. Let's go to Gwen in St. Pete.
Yes, hi, Mr. Joe Pippen. Thank you for taking my phone call.
My pleasure.
Yes, I have a question. How can I protect my assets, my investment, and my homestead from, let's say, if my husband or I go to a nursing home? How can I protect that?
All right, so I have a Zoom seminar, an hour-long Zoom seminar with my Medicaid attorney on also protecting assets. But the general answer to your question is you and your husband should have proper, recently dated power of attorneys that have some Medicaid planning features. You have some assets, like your homestead is a protected asset, doesn't even count as an asset toward Medicaid planning. The power of attorney...
If my husband, if my husband has to go to home, I need a home care or a nursing home, and you know how they're expensive. So how will they charge me? Let's say someday I sell my house.
No, your house doesn't.
On the house?
Okay, your house doesn't have to be sold. That's a protected asset. You'll always be able to keep your homestead and live in it. It never has to be sold to pay creditors. Do y'all have children or?
Yes, 2 children.
Yeah,
but they're older.
your homestead can pass through to the children free from the claims of any nursing home or medical creditors. So your homestead is protected. The community spouse, like you, if he went in a nursing home, you'd be the community spouse. You can keep the home, the car, about $128,000 worth of other assets. If there were more than $128,000 worth of other assets, you can create personal service contracts. There's a whole list of things you can do to protect the money, to save your legacy and inheritance. Really, it's a much longer question than I have to discuss all your options with you. It'd be better for you just to either make an appointment, watch the Zoom seminar on Medicaid asset protection, and then you and your husband should definitely have power of attorney, healthcare surrogate documents, and while you're doing those, do your rest of your estate planning documents to get everything all planned out for the future.
Okay, who do I see you? Or?
Yeah, that would be great. If you want to start with me, that would be great. When you hang up, I'll give the contact information how to make an appointment again.
Okay, and how much is that for the package for both of us?
Well, husband and wife, living trust, joint package, 2 wills, 2 power of attorney, healthcare surrogate, living wills, a deed of your house. It's $895.
Okay. And how about the Medicaid to protect once we are on Medicaid?
We cover the plan for how to proceed if one goes in a nursing home, basically in the power of attorney documents. So there are options there you initial off on that give the power to do the proper Medicaid planning.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah,
all right. Thank you. All right. If you'd like to contact our office, like when there, you have a toll-free number. I'll give the local number. She's in St. Pete. So the Pinellas Hillsborough number is 727-586-3306, extension 200. That's 727-586-3306, extension 200. If you'd like to email me to set up an appointment, it's just Joe, Joe, at ATTYPIP.com. So that's the abbreviation for attorney, ATTY. First 3 letters of my last name, Pippen, P as in Paul, IP as in Paul.com. Let's go to Maria in Tampa.
Good morning.
Hey, Maria.
How are you?
I'm doing great. And you?
I'm doing great. I'm enjoying the beautiful weather in Tampa today.
Well, very good. What can I do for you?
My question is, my dad is 80 years old, and if he happens to pass away, and he has 5 daughters, if he doesn't make a will, and he does verbally appoint a daughter, is that legal?
No, verbal doesn't work as far as wills go.
Okay, and what happens if he does pass away and he never makes a will?
Is he married?
How does that work? My mom passed away a year ago.
All right. Well, your dad has a will whether he signs one or not. He has a statutory will. The state of Florida creates a will for anyone who doesn't have one. And without a surviving spouse, the probate, his estate would be probated. It would be a statutory will, statutory probate. Everything would eventually wind up with the 5 kids through an expensive, long, drawn-out probate process.
Mm-hmm.
If your dad was wanted to make all this easier and less expensive and quicker for the children, he could do a will or a trust to leave everything equal to the 5 of you. If he did a trust, there'd be no probate, quick, fast, easy, efficient, a better way to go. Even if he doesn't want to do that because he doesn't want to spend the money, y'all would be, if all 5 of you chipped in a little bit, you could probably cover the cost for him, and that would save you a lot of money in the end.
And do you help out with things like that too?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah, estate planning is my primary practice area. I have other attorneys in the firm that do a lot of other things like marital law, real estate, Medicaid, tax, so forth. But I do a lot of the most of the estate planning. I have other estate planning attorneys. I'm not saying I do most of the estate planning, but if you're listening to me on the show and ask for me, you get me as the one to help you. So.
And the easiest thing would be for him to do the will, or like you said, something like that would make it easier.
Yeah, will or a trust.
A will and
then he could appoint.
what's the will between? What's the difference between a will and a trust? Could I ask you that question?
Basically, I would ask the same questions to create either one, but at the end of the day, if you did a trust, you would avoid probate, avoid guardianship, make it easy. He could appoint the person of his choice to take over instead of one saying he verbally told me this and then trying to argue that they should get the job. So he'd put everything in writing, of course, and his wishes would be followed.
Oh, wonderful then. I took your email and I got your info, so I'll be reaching out to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you. All right, you're listening to Ask an Attorney all about Florida law. We have about 5 minutes left in the show. I'll give out the phone number one more time to call the show. It's 877-943-9673. Let's go to Nancy in Sarasota.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Nancy.
Hi. Hey, I have a brother that sold property on a land contract. He opened a bank account, and the proceeds of that was going into this bank account.
Mm-hmm.
He added me to that bank account. Unfortunately, he passed away, and now I have 9 other siblings that we want to make a trust. Can we do that? Put this money that is going to continue getting money from the proceeds of the sale of the property that the brother left. Can we make a trust for all 9 siblings?
Well, without knowing more information, I'm going to say yes. Now, whether there would be some gift tax issues involved, how much money is in the account that you and your brother had jointly?
Well, right now there's only $10,000, but it's going to continue increasing with the proceeds every month going into it.
And the proceeds from the sale
of
the home and the land?
It was on a land contract.
I see. And what's the value
monthly payments?
What's the total value of the property?
$120,000.
Okay. And that was owned in the land contract, and who were were there beneficiaries on the land contract, or now was it half yours and half his?
No, it was all his. He didn't have beneficiaries on it.
Okay, so most likely I'm thinking that the land contract, with him being the owner, sole owner, the proper thing to do, because you're going to have to satisfy the payments on the land contract at the end of the day. You know, when the payment
Correct.
comes in, the land contract people that are paying the monthly payment are going to want the property transferred to them. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is to be appointed the personal representative of a will that has the power to satisfy the land contract and do the deed. Do you follow me on that?
Yes,
okay.
I do.
So there's going to have to be a probate process. So you might as well, all of the beneficiaries majority rule can agree, if you didn't have a will, to start a probate, and one of you be appointed, say you, it sounds like the logical person, could be appointed with the consent of the other beneficiaries to be the personal representative of the probate estate on that.
Well, here's a twist on this. He does have siblings. He does have children, and his son has been assigned the personal representative of his estate. But this wasn't listed as part of that, because this account was basically now in my name.
Yeah, but if I were the attorney for the personal representative, which I know I'm not, then I would stop all that and have the money come into an estate. And then the if he died without a will, then basically his children would be entitled to the money, not his siblings.
Even though we have, he wrote, notarized, and it was recorded that this was to go, basically, I was added to the account, but this was to go to all the siblings.
Hey, Maria, I have less than a minute here, so I'd have to see what was recorded and take a look at it to give you a better answer. So
Okay.
I'd be glad to do that, but I only have 50 seconds left on the show. So.
Okay, so
right.
how can I get this to you too?
Just call the office number, I guess, or send me an email. So,
okay.
Did you write that down earlier? I got Let me give it real quick, and then I got to go. So it's
Okay.
You're calling in Sarasota, so it's you can call the 800 number 226-3529, 800-226-3529, or email me at Joe, Joe at attypip.com. All right, so let's, Nancy, if you'd like to call me, you call me on my cell in about 10 minutes. You can call me, and I'm glad to talk to you at 727-667-3967. Thank you all for listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. You have a great, safe weekend. So long.